Hello. I wanted to take a few minutes and talk with you about the upcoming House of Delegates and the motion that PPS is sponsoring this year. If you're anything like I once was, your eyes sort of glazed over as soon as I uttered the words House of Delegates. So I appreciate those of you who've taken the time to read the motion and the background materials and reach out to us with your views about the motion. You know, the House of Delegates is the body that sets policy for our entire profession. So if you've ever thought to yourself, I wonder why APTA does things this way or does things that way, you're beginning to appreciate the importance of PPS being involved in the motion development process. Last year's House of Delegates included extended discussions around business models and physician ownership of physical therapist services. And the House desired a task force to develop a motion and to bring back to this year's House of Delegates. So even though we're all in the middle of saving our clinics from the COVID pandemic crisis, it doesn't stop sort of the business of the association, and PPS really felt that we needed to take a leadership role in this process. Specifically, we wanted to take a leadership role because any discussion around business models should be led by the champion for the physical therapist in business, which is PPS. So we volunteered. We volunteered to lead this task force, and we began meeting last fall. And this is really the point to step back and let you know that there is wide variance in the opinions and perspectives on all of these issues, not just across our profession, but across PPS membership. I've heard in this process from members who are in favor and are excited to think about providing some guidance around all the different types of business models that threaten patient autonomy, clinician autonomy, patient-centeredness, and patient value, as well as I've heard from members who are adamantly opposed to any weakening of the APTA's position opposing physician ownership of physical therapist services. So there's a wide variety of perspective and a wide variety of business models that our members are already engaged in. So we invited in all of those perspectives to this task force, and we engaged in conversation both with PPS members, people outside of PPS, and again, some of them believed that we should appeal the POP's position, and others believed that there should be absolutely no weakening of this position. So we had all of those discussions and intense conversations about these topics. And then this motion is really the result of those conversations and has been further refined through the motion development process. Key things to consider about this motion is that this motion has no effect on the existing position opposing physician ownership of physical therapy services. This motion expressly affirms all existing APTA positions, including that position. So any softening of APTA's position on physician ownership would require an appeal or amendment of that existing position. What this motion does do is it sets guardrails for all business models and relationships, keeping businesses focused on clinical practice, consumer value, and creating positive clinical outcomes for their patients. What this motion also does is it provides some guidance for physical therapists who might be working in settings where they have concerns. It would allow them, if it's passed, to point to an association position and advocate for themselves and for their patients. It's important to note that right now, APTA has no positions on business models or financial arrangements on the books. So the only position on any type of business model that exists within current APTA documents is the position that opposes physician ownership. And PPS believes that there are many economic incentives that contribute to business models that are not patient-centered, that do not necessarily contribute to patient value, and that also threaten the autonomy of independent physical therapist practices. This motion, if adopted, would set some baseline standards so that it would serve to protect our patients and help our members who are engaging in collaborative business models focus on models that are patient-centered, that deliver value, and are focused on delivering positive outcomes. So I hope this is helpful. I thank you again for additional time listening to this message. I'm so appreciative of the engaged members that we have in PPS, your passion for your patients and serving your communities, and it just excites me to be a part of such an engaged membership and to help facilitate these conversations. So again, thank you. And I hope that this helps answer some questions around this motion.